So next presenter is Dr. Vishal Kumar, who will be presenting on scleral patch graft in a surgically induced necrotizing scleritis after pterygium excision.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Vishal Kumar. I am going to present a case of surgically induced necrotizing scleritis after pterygium excision. Surgically induced necrotizing scleritis is a rare complication after any surgery involving sclera. It is a delayed hypersensitive reaction occurring due to sensitization of scleral antigens during surgery. Females are more commonly affected than males. Average age of presentation is fifth to sixth decade, commonly associated with underlying autoimmune diseases. It has commonly been reported after a pterygium excision, but cataract surgery, strabismus surgery, scleral buckling surgery, and trabeculectomy can also cause necrotizing scleritis. Time of onset varies from months to years. In advanced cases, it may lead to severe pain, scleral perforation, staphyloма formation, and visual loss. Risk factors include excessive cauterization during surgery, use of cryotherapy, bare sclera technique of pterygium surgery, chemically induced damage with the use of antimetabolites during pterygium excision, and compression-related ischemia produced by scleral buckling bands, sponge, and explants. So coming to our case, he was a 53-year-old man, a resident of Badaun, Uttar Pradesh. He presented to us with chief complaints of bluish discoloration of nasal side of the left eye for last 6 months, which was gradually increasing in size. There was no any associated pain. There was no history of trauma. There was a history of pterygium excision done 15 years back at a local hospital. There was no history of any systemic illness. He had history of multiple joint pains since last 1 year. So coming to our examination, his vision in right eye was 6 parts, in left eye it was 6/9. IOP was within normal limit in both eye. In right eye there was nasal pterygium present. In left eye there was mild congestion nasally, and there was in sclera there was bluish discoloration with 3 into 1.5 mm scleral thinning with uveal tissue prolapse. Rest other findings were normal. So this is the clinical picture of the same patient. As we can see here, there is thinning of the sclera with uveal tissue prolapse. ASOCT picture is also showing the same. There is gross thinning of the sclera at the nasal side. So coming to our investigation, we have sent a rheumatological consultation for that patient. A battery of investigations were done: X-ray bilateral hands and wrist, X-ray bilateral ankles, X-ray chest, routine blood investigation, CVC with ESR, LFT, RFT which came normal, anti-CCP antibodies which were normal. Rheumatoid factor came positive for this patient. Viral marker, serum IgG and anti-nuclear antibody were normal. So in rheumatology department, they made a diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis and they started on the treatment of tablet Vizolone 60 mg OD. So we also made a provisional diagnosis of surgically induced necrotizing scleritis, and we planned a treatment of scleral tectonic patch graft. This was the post-op treatment: prednisolone phosphate 1% 4 times, moxifloxacin TDS, CMC eye drops, tablet Vizolone, and tablet Pan40. And next, this is the surgical video of the same. So first stay suture was put with the vicryl suture to maintain the globe in position and to increase the exposure. Next, peritomy was done at the site, and gentle wet cautery was done. We measure the size of the defect using caliper, and we used a glycerine preserved sclera for this patient, and appropriate size was cut using scissors, and it was kept over the defect, and proper sizing was again done. Now we suture it with Tangiro nylon suture. Approximately 18 sutures were put, and peritomy was closed using vicryl suture, and a glue was also applied. So this is the day 1 picture of the same patient, and on the right side is a 3 months post-op picture. As we can see, the defect is closed. So coming to the diagnostic approach of surgically induced necrotizing scleritis, we have to take a proper past medical history including autoimmune, endocrinologic and history of any collagen vascular disease and past history of any ocular trauma, dry eye disease, chronic blepharitis, conjunctival scarring or any surgery should be taken. Ophthalmological evaluation included slit lamp evaluation and other investigations such as ASOCT can be done. And if we are suspecting any infectious pathology, we have to send for bacterial, fungal or cultures as well as atypical mycobacteria if we are suspecting. If there is no infectious suspicion, we have to send for rheumatological consultation and do a battery of investigation which includes CBC, blood chemistry, ESR, CRP, VDRL, rheumatoid factor, etc. So management mainly consists of medical and surgical management. Initial cases can be managed medically. If we are suspecting any infectious pathology, we have to start antibiotics or antifungal. Corticosteroids can be started oral or topical corticosteroid. Matrix metalloproteinase inhibitors can be given. Biological agents such as anti-TNF alpha agents can also be used. Surgical management can be also done in advanced cases. Surgical debridement in case of infective cases. And like in our cases, tectonic scleral patch graft can be done. So take home message for this case was detailed past history and rheumatological conditions are important for the diagnosis of the patient. It can have devastating outcomes if not detected early. Surgical induced necrotizing scleritis is mainly a complication of any surgery, hence risk stratification before having ocular surgery is mandatory. Medical and surgical management must be tailored to an individual case basis. Thank you. Pterygium surgery was done around 15 years back at a local hospital at his native place.
Do you think both are related, or could it have happened without the pterygium surgery also, since the patient was RA positive?
Yeah, it could happen, but in surgically induced necrotizing scleritis, if there is an autoimmune condition, any surgery over the sclera might predispose to surgically induced necrotizing. His other eye also has pterygium, but he did not develop any necrotizing scleritis in other eye. So we made a diagnosis of
surgically induced. Because in rheumatoid arthritis patients, you can find scleritis, scleromalacia perforans without any surgery as well.
Yes.
Okay.
But you are giving a past history of 15 years now. So after 15 years, because of bare excision, probably that must have only have been happened. Cause this kind of picture.
In literature, ma'am, they have given around 20-30 years after any surgery. So.
Okay. So how would you go with the tapering of the steroids, and what is the policy in AIIMS regarding
Actually, that oral steroid was started by rheumatology people. They tapered, 2 weekly tapering was done in this patient, and for topical steroid, weekly tapering was done by us. And then we continued for OD dose for around 2 months.
No cyclomion drops.
No, we haven't.